this glorious day. Artificial intelligence, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the negative ramifications, the future, and the unknown. Let's talk about it. I'm back. What's going on, everybody? This is ZB Crypto, Eric Brett. And today we're talking about artificial intelligence, the good, the bad, the ugly, the future, and the unknown, because there is a lot of unknown features about this and a lot of unknown possibilities of where it's going to take society. Now, I'm searching the wonderful world of TikTok, and I love TikTok because there's so much information on TikTok. I mean, I find invaluable information. I can understand why they wanted to ban TikTok because they really don't want the public knowing a lot of the stuff that is on TikTok. There's so much open discussions about so many different undisclosed subjects. It's really intriguing. But right now, let's go into this without any further ado. I'm going to play this tape. I'm going to stop it a couple times because I want to iterate about some different points that I want to make and different things that I see. But without any further ado, I want you guys to hear this 2 minute video. And we're going to play this video and we're going to stop it a couple times and reiterate about a few little things, a little points that I want to make. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it.
Artificial intelligence is going to displace 99% of all the jobs you're getting degrees for. Uh, Most of the reasons why you're in school, your jobs will not exist. We're going to have to retrain the entire country to use AI and to find other jobs. And writing emails, Grok can do that. ChatGPT can do that pretty well.
That didn't work so well for me. I don't think that would work well for me if I decided that one day I wanted to use ChatGPT on like one of my AP comparative government essays or something.
Well, it actually works for a lot of people in this audience. I mean, you'd be
Now,
surprised, right, guys?
I want to stop at just 1 minute because this is really a main problem with the public is when new things come about, when new technologies start or some type of new industries, we usually are in disbelief. And I noticed that the young guy was saying, "Well, I don't believe that," but it's real. It's really happening. My son that drives trucks, he went to a warehouse recently, and he found that they had replaced all the workers in the warehouse, and they had robots loading up the trucks. So this is happening at a faster rate. I think when Amazon threatened to go on strike, Jeff Bezos was like, "Okay, go on strike. I got some robots I wanted to try out on doing this assembly work." And so he doesn't have to pay the robots. I mean, you buy the robots, maintenance the robots, but you don't really have to pay the robots. So this is real. Some real things. He talked about 99%. I don't know about 99%, but it's going to be a huge percentage of jobs that's going to be negatively affected by AI. And I thought it was quite interesting that this guy was like, "Oh, I don't believe that." This is the typical mindset of most of the American public. We really don't believe, not just American public. I want to rephrase that, but the global opinion of people who are so used to a certain paradigm. When that paradigm is challenged to shift, then we don't believe it. And then we end up getting left behind or we end up becoming one of those negative statistics. So let me go ahead and keep playing.
I'm not even endorsing it. I'm saying college has become a scam where it's like who can use AI the quickest and the best.
I don't need to keep stopping, but I'm going to stop again. He said college is a scam. That's interesting because I'm not going to say knowledge is a scam, but certain educational platforms and certain professions are not paying at a rate of cost of living, and they're not paying you at the rate of even the debt that you're going to in college. Most people that go to college now for business degree or some, little BA or something like that, it's really not adding up. They might be, 8, 9 years in debt with uh with student loans, and then the job that they're going to have is going to barely be able to give them, a type of living that they can really live with a nice cost of living. That's not a middle class living. So they're going to be living beneath middle class. And then the competitiveness. There's so many people with a BA right now or BS. The competitiveness is astronomical. You almost need a master's degree to really to make a decent living in this day and age. And you better hope you don't go into an industry that's just over populated, where the competition is just so thick. So I agree with him on that. And I always say that in this day and age of social media, if you got a million people on YouTube or a million followers on Instagram or a million on your TikTok or 2 million or 3 million, from my vantage point, from what I'm seeing right now with this economy, you actually are that's more valuable to me than in this day and age than a degree, than a BA or a BS. To have a million followers on social media, if you know how to monetize it. See, that's the other thing. If you know how to monetize that, even though they're paying you a little bit of money to have this crowd, to have this audience, to have this watch time, if you know how to really monetize that group, even if you're only getting like 10% of your group is paying you, like, say, $35 a month. You got a million people, you got 10% paying you $35 a month. That's 100,000 people paying you $35 a month. That's $350,000. Wow. The numbers add up. Or if you got products, if you got companies that's paying you to produce to market their products, they're looking at it this way. They're getting in front of a million people just by, allowing you to have their products free and pay you a little money. So it's, to me, from my vantage point, the leverage that you have with a million followers on Instagram or TikTok or 2 million, the leverage that you got, the possibilities that you have, and from my viewpoint, is more valuable than a BA. Let's go ahead and keep going.
And like you're not actually learning the way you used to. And by the way, the point also is that when you graduate, the jobs will not exist because they're going to have artificial intelligence doing these jobs for you. So
I would argue that they aren't going to have artificial intelligence, and that's actually kind of a threat, because what if
it
you
already
have,
exists.
Denial. See, he's in denial. This is the problem with most of us being conditioned in a certain mindset. We've been in pretty much in the industrial revolution. We was there for like 100 years. We was in from the 1800s all the way through 1970, I would say 80, 90. And the industrial period is kind of almost pretty much over. Most of our manufacturing and industrialization is out the country. So now we're more in a technological, period, and most people still haven't adjusted to the technological period. You hear denial from this guy right here. Denial, denial, denial.
I'm not trying to like big time you, but like millions of people are going to lose their jobs in the next year.
so heart surgeons are going to lose their jobs to
Eventually.
AI?
Yeah.
Millions of people, he says, are going to lose their job in the next year based on artificial intelligence.
100%. Yeah, it's not, you can laugh. Do you know that? So, for example, in healthcare, there's an entire profession of cardiologists, for example, that read heart scans. They're going completely out of it. AI does it quicker and more accurately, and they do it in seconds. It's facts, right? In fact, people are detecting heart arrhythmias, cardiac blockages, places they need to have stents in seconds, where it otherwise would take weeks to get a cardiologist to look at it.
Where's your evidence for this?
I mean, look, man, it's pretty.
That's kind of he's so much in denial. It's not even funny. Where's your evidence for this? I mean, use artificial intelligence. Go use DeepSeek. Go use AI. It'll tell you what the evidence is, the facts. It'll actually plug you into so many databases. So he can just with his fingertips do the research right now on what this guy is talking about. But he's in denial. Okay, because it clashes with his belief system of what he was taught his whole life, because it looks like he's a college student. So by this gentleman saying what he's saying, is totally disruptive to his mindset.
Self out. Where's my evidence?
Yeah.
I mean, anyone around you will tell you it's true. I mean, you could just look it up on any multitude of examples.
What about a credible example?
Type into any search engine of your choice, okay? AI detects tumor quicker than, human, and you will see that all across the country they're using AI, and they literally have no use anymore for people to read scans. They double check the work sometimes, but at like a 99% veracity, it works. Finally, other paralegals. Paralegals are like a thing of the past. Paralegals used to be people that would write up briefs. ChatGPT can read a 3,000 page.
And I'm going to stop him right there just to integrate smart contracts with cryptocurrency. That's why I'll be telling you guys cryptocurrency is not just about Bitcoin. It also deals with smart contracts, not Bitcoin, but Ethereum had explored the whole smart contract uh, philosophy and smart contract technology. Smart contract is a contract that executes itself. It alleviates you dealing with attorneys because if you already have a contract written with, okay, he's getting 30%, he's getting 20%, this is going to pay that bill, this is going to pay that bill. If the contract executes this on its own, why do you need an attorney to negotiate certain agreements or contracts? You don't if you have a smart contract. So not only is AI disrupting lawyers, but also cryptocurrency or blockchain technology, which is the undergirding principle of cryptocurrency. This is why I'm so adamant about giving you guys this information, teaching you guys how this is really, really, really relevant to everything that's happening right now, AI and cryptocurrency. So let's go ahead.
Legal brief in 30 seconds and summarize it more crisply and better in better language than a human being can.
I'm pretty sure that's not all paralegals do, though.
Paralegals basically read and write, and ChatGPT does that better than a human being and quicker and more accurately. I'm not here to debate it with you. It's a fact. AI's taken over the world, and I don't think people are prepared for that.
He's absolutely right. People are not prepared for that. And as you can see, I'm not just picking on that one guy who was pretty much in disbelief. It's just the whole mindset of the, and not the entire world, because some people, can receive a technology and receive change, but most of us don't accept change that fast if we're taught and trained into a mindset this total opposite, and this new way of doing things is disrupting how we think and how we were raised and what we believe. That whole belief system is being challenged. But again, I've talked about some of the negatives. It's even worse than that, some of the negatives. But let's talk a little bit about the positives now, because I haven't explored that part of the conversation. And there's a lot of positives that can come with AI. And let me tell you how it's going to work by not being so delusional and being so what I want to say, in disbelief as to the changes, but to understand the changes, study the changes, and put yourself on the right side of the change. This is why it's becoming easier now, like he said, to write emails. AI can do your email for you. To do a book, I saw a guy do a book in like it would have probably took him a year and like a couple of weeks, because he used AI as the research, as the database to write. Then you can use another AI software for your editing to make sure all your punctuation is right. So you're using AI for business. If you're using AI for marketing, if you're using AI for certain research, it can actually expedite the things that you're doing and make you more productive. But if you're fighting it and you're in denial, then you're on the wrong side of the track there. And if you're again in the job market, it's going to be even harder in the next 10 years, because AI is going to be disrupting some of the old industrialized ideas. But those individuals out there that have that entrepreneur mindset, oh my God, AI is going to help you make a lot of money, because now what we're doing with the family cash machine is not only are we teaching you guys and offering you guys an ability to learn how to trade. Okay, we're teaching you guys how to actually use AI for some of the data analysis, because the data analysis takes you forever to sit there and study all the data and all these different things. But all you have to do is recognize patterns, and you can even use AI to get you in and out the market faster. So AI is being really enhancing a lot of the things that we do to multitask things, to make us be able to multitask as far as different trades. We can trade now 10, 15 different things adequately, more adequately, because the AI will actually get us in and out the market faster. But if we don't want to use AI, check this out. I still would advise you guys to take advantage of learning with the cryptocurrency courses that we have right now, because we are teaching you guys how to adapt to these new changes that's coming. Like I told you, cryptocurrency is not just about um, up and down, sell and buy. It's also smart contracts, decentralized autonomous organizations, which is going to take over corporations. There's so many different things that if you learn, you can use to your advantage to make a considerable amount of money. But you got to be on the right side of the technology. You have to embrace the technology, and you have to utilize it as an entrepreneur to expedite and make things more productive for you, and to outsource more of your task and to automate more of your tasks. And if you got that kind of idea, AI is going to be great. But if you got that mindset, oh, it's not going to disrupt my job. It's not going to disrupt 20 million jobs. That's not going to happen. It's because it's challenging your mindset. It's challenging your belief system. If you're that kind of person, you're going to kind of get left behind. So again, you guys, I want to know what your words and thoughts are. I want to know what you think about that. I'm open for the comments. I'm going to leave a link underneath here where you guys can contact me if you are interested in signing up with our new courses for cryptocurrency. Learn how to trade cryptocurrency, learn how to trade Forex, learn how to trade of S&P 500. I'm linked up now and working with some of the top traders in the country. The top 5% traders have allowed me to work with them and to help you guys not only learn, but to get funded. That's the biggest problem of most traders. Okay, if you learn how to trade and you're using databases, you're using like AI and all this to trade, if you only got $1,000 to start, $200 to start, it's going to take you forever to build up to where you can actually live on that money. Okay, like say for instance, you're doing 10%, 20. Say you're doing 20% a month on your trades. That's pretty good. You're making 20% a month. But if you got $1,000 or $2,000, then you're only making $200 to $400 a month. That's not enough money to live on. So you're a part-time trader. You're trading part-time, but you're still working and have to do other things to make up the slack. But imagine if you can pass the prop firm exam. There's plenty of prop firms right now where they got all this hedge fund money, and these guys are not traders. They just hold lumps of money for different entities and different individuals, and they want to kind of accelerate the income on that money. And so these are called prop firms. So the prop firm, the way they work is they want 20% of everything you earn with their money, and you keep 80%. Now let me break that down. Let's say you were to go and take a test and you was able to get $100,000 from a prop firm. You're trading at a 10% a month. That means you're making like 10,000 a month. You're going to pay them 20,000 a month, and then you're going to keep going. I think the only negative rule is you can't excel over 5% a day in losses. So that's kind of cool because it keeps you conservative. You're going to minimize your losses. You're going to only set your stop loss at maybe 4%. So if you lose 4%, you're out that day. You can keep trading the next day. And the next day, you're not going to lose every day if you're studying and you know these different trends and you're using AI for the data analysis. It's gonna do data analysis faster than you can. So again, like I said, if you're using AI technology, if you're using blockchain technology in a way to enhance your entrepreneurism, I'm calling this one of the greatest exchanges of wealth ever in the history of the world is happening right now because we're switching from the industrialized period to not just the technological period, but to the AI and blockchain period. So this is more of a digital, automated technology. So it's going to have its goods and it's going to have its negatives. It all depends on where your mindset is at. So again, you guys, you want to sign up with these courses and take my courses. I leave the link underneath. There's a link you guys can contact me and get in touch with me. And then you guys also, I have a ebook. I'll give you a free ebook if you guys sign up with the classes. The Greatest Exchange of Wealth in History is also available for you if you sign up, or just exchange emails with me. I'll give you the free ebook. But really, if you join up with the classes, there's a lot of more perks for you because right now we're only taking 10 special students and we're giving half price off because we want to create these testimonies and show everybody these courses actually work because the individuals that's training us are some of the top individuals in the country. And so therefore we're going to take 10 students just for right now. Eventually we're going to open up for everybody, but right now just 10 students for the half price off, and we're going to hold your hand to help you get to a point where you can pass the prop firm test. So with that, I'm going to go sign out, you guys. It's EB Crypto, Eric Brent. Until the next video, deuces.
Cryptocurrency.